It's Snapping Summer. Please subscribe. It's Snapping Summer. Leave a comment, don't be shy. It's Snapping Summer. They'll make you laugh. It's Snapping Summer. It's Snapping Summer. But as y'all know that it's a lot of people that deal with depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and that's something that that I dealt with through the years and stuff like that. And so I had to take some time away. A couple of months I had to take away and just focus on me. Just have that one-on-one with God and just focus on me, because usually I'll just start going out doing things, staying active, in hopes that will help. But this time it wasn't like that. I was trying to go out and do stuff, and sometimes your body will tell you, your mind will tell you, like, hey, you need to take a break, like you need to rest. But I'm just like, no, I don't want to give up on this. I don't want to, I want to keep pressing forward. It was positive stuff, but even though something may seem like it's positive for you to do, sometimes it's not meant for you to do it. Sometimes it's just meant for you to sit down and be patient and let the Lord move. And then when he moves, and he'll let you know, okay, I've went ahead of you to make sure that everything is set the way it needed to be. Now you can go. But so I was going through that.
A lot of times too, when you're doing stuff, it will never work out. No matter how much you try to push to do it, it will never work out. But when God has something for you, it's going to go through. It's going to go through.
It can go through, but sometimes you have to be patient. Patient. So sometimes I felt like I was the most patientest, even though that might not be a real word, but I thought I had the most patience ever. Yeah. But still, I was just like, I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes it's not the enemy. Sometimes it's not the enemy, the reason why. Because you're like, I'm doing something positive. I'm doing something good. Why is it that all these obstacles in the way? But I'm like, you know what? I rebuke that. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep going. But then sometimes it's like, no, that's not the enemy. That's the Lord telling you, no, that ain't the path I want you to go down. Even though it may seem positive, even though it may seem good to you, I have something better. Or I just need you to sit down and wait on me to handle the situation. And then once I'm done doing what I'm doing, then you can go. But anywho, it was really hard. Like I said, I didn't even know if I was going to make it to the new year. You know what I'm saying? It was very hard. It was one of those tests that I would say that was really hard for me, because I just pushed myself too hard to the point where it was like, I don't know if I was going to make it. It was just too much. It was too much on me. And even when my mind was like, this is too much, you're doing too much, I just felt like I got to keep going. I don't want to quit. I don't want to be a quitter. I just want to keep going. No, I just want to keep going. And my body gave out. It was just like, no. And it just had to be me and God. I had to isolate myself, even from, my mother. And I was just like, and from anyone. And I was just like, okay, he needed that one-on-one time with me. And he got that one-on-one time with me. And sometimes the Lord just want to have that one-on-one. He may be showing you signs like, I want a one-on-one, and you still trying to, you still going on, moving on with life. It's things you have to do when you're doing things. Mm-hmm. And he just wants you to sit down and just have that one-on-one time with him and stuff like that. And so, and you may be like, Lord, in the past I've done all of that. Or I don't know. You just feel like, okay, Lord, well, I'm praying, I pray every morning, I pray every night, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But nah, not necessarily saying that wasn't enough. Excuse me. But I just pushed myself to the point where my body was exhausted. And then that's when the panic came in. That's when the anxiety came in strong. And I just had to, like I said, isolate myself and just, get myself together. And what helped was I would just pray. I'll just pray, talk to God, have conversations with him, and, and stuff like that. But I made it through. But it was tough. It was very tough. And I'm going to stop in there.
Give up sometimes.
It's very tough. Sometimes it makes you want to just, just be like, I can't take it. A lot of times I was just like, Lord, I cannot take this. I cannot take this feeling. And it's so difficult because, people look at you like, whenever you have anxiety and you have panic attacks and stuff, sometimes people, it's not something that you can see on the outside. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's difficult because people just looking on the outside and not, how can I say, you can't see it. Like, you can see somebody that has a disability or have something going on. If you can see it on the outside, but when it's on the inside, you don't know. And so
you could be going around doing your normal stuff.
I look normal, but on the inside, losing it. And hard to just take breaths, trying to take small breaths. I'm hyperventilating on the inside. My heart rate is up, but they can't see that on the outside. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that I dealt with my whole life. But it just seemed like that was something that I haven't experienced, because usually, it's certain things that I learned through the years to help myself with, not to be able to, subside and help it to go, go away and calm myself. But that wasn't working. That's why I said, I'm used to, okay, let me just get my heart rate up. Let me work out. Let me do something, and it was like, no. You need to get somewhere and stay down. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to rest. And I kept getting signs. You need to rest. But I'm like, no, I just feel like I'm happy with what I'm doing. And it's positive. I want to just keep going. Why do I have to stop at this moment? Why? And I still to this day don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it was a reason. You know what I'm saying? It was a reason why. And it's very difficult when people don't see that, because sometimes people can trigger you. Some people can push you over. Some people can be a person that can, they care about you, but sometimes they could push you on the edge too. Sometimes they could push you completely off the cliff if they're not careful with, the words that they say and stuff like that as well. I've had people where I was having attacks and stuff, but I was still trying to, go on with my everyday life. And I had people, but it got to the point where I may have been so depressed, or because that messes with the outer appearance too. When you're depressed, when you're panicky and stuff like that, when you have anxiety, when you have panic attacks and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of inner strength, because it can drain you. But like I said, I'm a survivor, I'm a fighter. But one thing that did help me was, I would say just people going out and just being nice to you. That's one reason why certain locations I go to and I don't go to. That's why when I was telling you guys about Nico's, I really love those people at Nico's. They still have their location, other location, but they don't have the location on Ramsey anymore. But that was the main one that we went to. And I love going there because when I went in there, sometimes I was going through stuff, you couldn't see it, but they just had great energies. They were positive. They were nice, and I cherished that. Sometimes I don't know who may be out there, nice. But just by being nice, being kind to people, you know what I'm saying, that can make a difference just by saying something nice to someone. Because that made me feel good when I went there, and they were so nice and kind and stuff like that. Even when we sat in there, I just felt safe. I felt good being able to go in there. And I think if you go back to some previous videos, that was some of the stuff that I was saying. I was like, when I go in there, I feel calm. I don't feel panicky. I don't feel nervous.
They had a good vibe.
It was a good energy, and it was a good vibe in there. And it felt good because I've been to places
you feel like that edge,
my mama literally was about to fight people because they were picking at me and didn't know what was going on with me, and I just never understood. I was like, okay, I'm tall, and I was going through where my mom had to literally, like, it's hard when you have a child that's going through depression and going through certain stuff, and your mother is trying the best she can, and she's like, okay, put on some clothes, we're going to go out. She's trying her best to pull you out of it. It's hard to get up out of that. And sometimes it just scares you to the point where you be like, you could feel it's coming back on you, be trying your best to fight it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and I think that's what it was. Like, I was thinking that, no, let me stay active. Let me, you know, keep going. Maybe that it'll go away. But sometimes it was the opposite, that I needed to rest. But I was hoping and scared that I would stay in that resting place where it would be even more difficult for me to come out of it. You know, but it you know, with God on my side, it wasn't hard. But yeah, I had people that would pick at me because I just put on anything. She was like, I just want to get you out, just put on anything. So I just put on whatever I could throw on, and I was so, we could barely walk, and we would just go out somewhere just so I can just walk around and get fresh air. When we went out and stuff like that, yeah, you know, I was dressed a certain way. I'll just put on something just to go out, and people would literally pick, to the point where my mom got so upset she was about to throw down. She was about to throw down, like, my mom don't look, my mom is up there in age, even though she don't look like it. And with people that's probably
older than me,
younger than her, way younger than me, you know. And I just didn't have the strength, you know what I'm saying, to say nothing back, because I was so weak. But I was like, dang, man, like, you never know what a person is going through. That could have been the straw that broke the camel's back, you know. So that's the main thing that I can say is, please, when you going out places and stuff, don't be videotaping people. Look what they got on. You never know what a person is going through. You never know. Encourage people. Be loving. Be kind. Oh, I love that shirt. I love your hair. And I had a lot of people that did that to me too. And that made me feel, you know, even though I was like, this, my hair probably look a mess, but it was just the fact that some people can see. Some people are seers. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that too. Sometimes you just see if somebody's going through. Some people either gravitate to being negative when they feel like, oh, they look weak, and I'm about to just make them feel even more worse. Look what they got on. And then you might have someone that's like, oh, they look like they're going through. Let me just say something nice to them, you know? And so I just encourage people to do that, because you never know what a person is going through. And your words may be the thing that helps them or hurt them. So you have to be careful with the things that you say to people. And sometimes you'll lose your life over saying certain things to certain people, because you don't know what they're going through.
What they thinking.
You don't know what they're thinking. So
they're going through that.
Yeah.
You don't know. You're just looking at the outside.